What's up, guys? Brian back to talk about The Walking Dead and how NBC wanted to do what? Well, NBC and HBO, they passed on the show. A lot of people know. AMC picked it up, but NBC almost took the show on, but they wanted to have The Walking Dead without the zombies. That don't make sense, as we all know and love the show. There's the link and we'll put it in the description as well if you want to read more. That article, it's a pretty good article, but here's the highlights. AMC's The Walking Dead is a show about humans trying to survive the zombie apocalypse as we know and love. Without zombies, it wouldn't be The Walking Dead, right? But apparently that's what NBC was aiming for when I was thinking about picking up the show many years ago, which would have been totally stupid. Thank God that didn't happen. But The Walking Dead could have gone down a very different path had the producers not stuck to the ground. Both NBC and HBO were looking to adapt Kirkman's and Moore's Image comic back in the day, but NBC had some peculiar changes in mind. I can't imagine how they would have changed it to take that out. It's pretty stupid if they did that, but I would have personally liked the show to be on HBO exactly how it is now, but with more blood and guts and nudity and whatever. Can you imagine The Walking Dead, like Game of Thrones, like Sopranos, like all that stuff would have been done without having to do the ratings? You could have Negan cursing up a storm all over the place. You could have so many things changed, so many things more gruesome and gory and crazy, but we'll never know as it's on AMC, but we're thankful for that. Executive producer Galen Hurd explained what they wanted, and it's terrible. Before the show was picked up by AMC for domestic and Fox for international, its creator Frank Darabont presented the first version of the script to NBC, with whom he had an overall deal. According to Hurd, their response was, "Does it have to be zombies in it?" NBC then asked Darabont if the show could have been procedural in which the two main protagonists would solve a zombie crime of the week. She said, that's pretty dumb. Zombie crime of the week. I'm more like zombie kill of the week. I love that from Zombieland. Well, thankfully, we'll never know what those two very different series would have looked like. So there's that. Frank Darabont was on. He was the showrunner for and producer and a bunch of other things for the show for season 1 and 2, but is gone now, and it's Scott M. Gimple. Like him or love him, he's the guy in there too. Like I said, I would personally love the show to have been on HBO, to just all the things they could have done with it. And that would have been great because I have HBO and I watch HBO, but AMC, for the masses, people can watch it. Imagine, what The Sopranos would have been like if it was on, NBC or something. How it would have to be watered down, or on basic cable on whatever the channels, A&E or whatever like that too. But imagine the show like Game of Thrones, what it would be if that had to be watered down. The sex, the nudity, the violence, the craziness. It sells the show. And The Walking Dead does a great job without it. They don't need it, but imagine the possibilities that they could have. So we did a thing about fun facts. If you want to check out that video, hopefully you like those fun facts about it. You can just check out that thing there too. We got 13 Walking Dead fun facts. It's a pretty cool video. I already gave you one of them right there, but there's plenty of other great information on there too. But like I said, imagine the show without the walkers. I mean, what would it be? Like, there would be a zombie crime of the week. Like, there would only be so many of them. I don't even know how that would be. That would just be so dumb there too. And what would be the protagonist? How would people die if the walkers weren't there? So imagine The Walking Dead. We wouldn't have the well walker. We wouldn't have the other walkers. My favorite walker for that too. But we wouldn't have that possibility of the world like that. I personally like that being a problem, as well as survival and humanity and not having food and safety and security and everything there too. But you have security in Alexandria, but those people are weak, like Sam here. They can't really be in the world how it is there too. They were in Alexandria, all protected. I like both sides of it. The scariness of the walkers, the craziness of the walkers, the goriness of the walkers, but then also Negan and the governor trying to take over this world and be everything and be the dictator of the area and run things. But we'll never know what it could be. And also, I like the idea of that it possibly being the same universe of Breaking Bad. There is some facts that connect Breaking Bad to The Walking Dead. Both AMC shows with the blue meth in Myrtle's bag, the Challenger, the links to the drug dealers and everything there too. Well, what do you think about it? Is there a link to Breaking Bad? We'll see. Like, share, subscribe, post your comments below, guys. You guys are awesome.